Hello, welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Roy Graham. I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us John Otocka from Better View Windows and More. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am glad to get you in here today, and I know we've had an extensive phone conversation, and we talked before the interview here, so I know a little bit about what you're going to say, but give us an overview of what is Better View Windows and More. What's the more?
Oh, what is the more?
Well, give us an overview.
There's a lot in the more, but we're a home improvement company. I'm a Class A builder, so we're a Class A contractor, and I guess really we focused around windows, but we found that we were very good at helping people with siding, roofing, doors, and most of the accessories that come with that, gutters, the occasional room addition. So the more is a lot.
A lot. Okay, now, there's almost as many home improvement companies in the area as there is car dealerships. and
maybe more.
Maybe more. But and I'm sure you're thrilled about that.
Oh, yeah.
But could you tell us what sets you apart? And because in talking to you, it was intriguing to listen to you talk and the way you talk about what you do and how you do it.
Well, obviously being different is important, but I've been in this industry for 17 years. And, being in this industry for as long as I have, I've watched how most companies do things. I've worked at other home improvement companies over the years. And the biggest thing I found was that most people just like to sell one brand. They just like to sell one product. And the thing that really sets us apart is that we want to cater to our customers' needs. So we want to give them a lot of variety. We want to give them a lot of choices. And we don't just do that with our windows. We do it with the roofing, the siding, really everything we do.
Well, I guess that roofing and, I'm sure, windows and roofing and all, your different customers have different needs, not just budget needs, but different uses for it or different situations, right?
So, absolutely.
So you can try to, what you're saying is you can try to force one product to fit everything, or you can customize it.
That is very correct. And what I found is that most companies feel more comfortable just carrying one brand and trying to convince the customer to buy that. Your shopping experience is going to be a lot different with us because we are going to find out what you want. Do you have a rental property? Is it an investment property? Are you just looking for something very economical? If that's the case, then we have the window for you. Is this something where, hey, we're going to live in the area for maybe another 4 or 5 years. We need something that's decent, but we don't need to break the bank. I'm going to have a great selection of mid-grade windows. And then for those clients that need something that's either eloquent, something that may be a wood interior window that they want to stain to a nice Brazilian pecan, we're going to have windows that we're going to be able to help those clients fit those needs as well. So whether you're down at the oceanfront needing a hurricane-proof window or just flipping a house and you need something cheap, we're going to be able to get you that window.
Okay, and so I guess it's just a higher level of customer service in that you're offering things some others don't.
Well, yes, we want to give people a choice. And as far as customer service goes, there's two things that I do to try to prove to my customers that we want to put them first, that they are important to us. The first thing, and some people laugh about this, but I don't know if you ever pick up the phone, call somewhere, you get you call a business, and next thing you know, you get some automated system that's answering the phone, and you got to push a dozen buttons before you can get to a human being. Yeah. I can't stand it either. When you call my office,
a human is never one of the choices.
It isn't. And you try to hit the zero button nowadays, you just get another computer. But with our office, you are always going to get a live person, whether it's day, whether it's evening. Hey, if you call us at 2 a.m. in the morning, you are going to get a live person. And I'm not just talking about some answering service that can't help you. You could call my office at 2 a.m. and schedule service or an appointment, or hey, maybe you got a leaky roof or a problem with a break-in. We've had some after-hour calls where people had a door broken into. And they called us, and we were able to actually answer, communicate with them, and take the appropriate action to help them out at that time, whenever it is. The other side of customer service, and this one I tell to some of my customers from time to time, but I figured you'd like it. I don't unpublish my information. Every company I've ever worked at, the owners always unpublish their home number and their home address. They don't want you to know where they live. And one thing that really, look, I'm going to do this job right. I'm going to make a person happy. And, I'm a human being. I'm not always perfect. If something goes wrong, I'm going to make it right. But, I leave all my information there. Why do I need to hide my home phone number?
So what you're saying is call me at 2 in the morning.
Well, call me up. If you call me at 2 in the morning, please do it on my cell. I do put my cell number on my business card. I know a lot of window companies don't even have their cell numbers on their business cards.
I was just teasing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a leaky roof or you've got a broken window or something really went wrong, you want to call us at 2 in the morning, do so.
Okay. All right. Now, I guess while we're talking about this, I see, I mentioned so many companies, but with all these companies out there, and you hear these, for instance, Windows 185 or 190, whatever, that you hear, these, do you have deals like that?
Absolutely. Okay. But what we like to say is we have a real 185 window. A lot of companies out there advertise some really great prices, and one of the things that I've gotten feedback from my customers is that a lot of times they're a little unhappy or a little disgruntled when they call off of one of those ads. A salesman comes out, and the next thing you know, the window might be $180, but to make that window maintenance free and wrap the window and do things like that, well, that's going to cost an extra $50 or $60, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. And then if they want it to be Energy Star rated, they want it to be energy efficient, that's going to be another $50 or $60, Mrs. Jones. And you get a lot of these clients out there, and they get kind of upset because that $180 window, next thing you know, is $300 a window. Obviously a $180 window is going to be a more economical product, but we have a window that our trim wrap is included in our price. That window, we advertise it at $185. Now, obviously you got to pay tax. Unfortunately, we all have to do that. But I mean, the window is going to come in right at $212, installed, said and done. You're not going to pay those extra fees. Unless you want a funny colored window or something really unique, but then we might tell you to move up a notch. If you want a pink window, we can do it, but it's going to charge a little extra.
Right. Okay. All right. So who installs your products? Is this something that you guys do?
Yes. Well, I have a lot of installation experience. I'll be honest, I like to watch more now. I don't like to get my hands as dirty as I used to.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I like watching now. It's a whole lot easier. But you know what? I take a lot of pride in our installers. That's something that is so important. And there's a trick question I like to teach all my customers. I don't know if I've ever told you that before.
No, that didn't come up.
Well, if you're ever shopping, it doesn't matter what it is, roofing, windows, carpeting, a hot water heater, anything that you're going to have done on your home, ask the salesperson, John, what are the names of the guys coming out to my house, and what can you tell me about them personally? The reason that question is so important is because what I found over the years was most people that came inside of my house to try to sell me something, I would ask questions like that. Oh, well, we have so many installers, we can't tell you who's coming to your house. You just told me they were some of the best. Who should I ask for? Oh, well, we're not supposed to tell you who to ask for. They just assign someone to your job. And I just always felt like that doesn't seem very, something doesn't feel right about that. Our installers, I'll tell you, Curtis and Kevin is one of my teams. Curtis and me have actually worked together for about 16, 17 years now. In fact, the first company I worked for in Hampton Road 17 years ago, he was actually one of the lead production people there. And I'll tell you, back then he knew 1,000 times more than me. Today, he still probably knows 100 times more than me. So, he is a valuable key asset to our company, but we know Curtis. Curtis is part of us. He's out there every day working, and I like to say he's working with us, not for us, because he's such an important part of this company. Him, Kevin, Dimitri, we know the installers that are coming out to your house because they are great installers, and we've taken the time to get to know them. And I hope that answers that question well.
Yeah, well, I wish you were a little more enthusiastic about it.
I like my installers. I take a lot of pride
Apparently
in them.
you do.
Yeah. They're good guys. They're really good.
After they see this interview, they're going to be asking for a raise.
They might. Well, Then they have to get on camera and say it too.
Yeah. So are there any other products or specials that your customers should know about? I mean, we mentioned that about windows.
Right. Well, the big thing right now that's become really popular in our company is, most people in Hampton Roads, sooner or later, they got to replace a roof. I mean, the weather around here doesn't help with that at all. Yeah. But, we have streak-free roofing, and that has got to be probably the number one complaint I hear from clients, other than leaks, are these stains. Constantly, people are getting these stains coming down their roofs, and it's algae, and it's not pretty. I mean, in some houses it gets really ugly. And the thing that, kind of saddens me is that we don't have to have that. There is roofing out there that is algae-free. It is guaranteed to be algae-free, and I'm not talking about for 2 or 3 years. There are some brands out there that say they're algae-resistant, and if you read the fine print, that might be for a couple of years.
That means they just don't like it.
Right.
They get it, but they just don't like it.
But we actually have streak-free roofing. We have a roof that we can put on your house that is specifically designed to repel algae for years and years to come. So it's something that homeowners are not going to have to battle 5, 10, 15 years down the road, and they come with a warranty. So, and it's a strong shingle too. They have some beautiful shingles, but I got to tell you, that streak-free thing, we're noticing that a lot of people are liking that.
So, what else I mean, you have so many things that you do. Is there something that we specifically haven't talked about that you wanted to mention?
Well, I would have to say that if someone's looking for something custom, that's where we really seem, I mean, we're good at simple stuff, don't get me wrong, but I've had a couple customers recently that, they call up, we talk to them, they have a very custom request. Something's, one customer, they wanted us to take a 6-foot door out and put a 12-foot door in. They called 3 or 4 other window and door companies and they said, I'm sorry, that's something we don't do. With wonderful people like Curtis, there's really not a whole lot we can't do. So, I have a house that we just put a beautiful 12-foot sliding glass door in. We had to put in a brand new header, LVL beams, all the technical fun stuff, but we re-supported the wall and we put this beautiful door in. Now, that was great in itself because it was really custom. They're really happy with the job. I'll make sure you get some pictures of that. But the thing that I've got to tell you that stands out with that door is that a lot of people have seen a 4-panel door in a house where the center, panels open up. With our door, all 4 panels move. So if you want to open up the sides, you can. If you want to open up the middle, you can. We have some really custom products, and they're not overly expensive. In fact, some of our products are very reasonably priced compared to what I see other people charging for things like it. But, custom windows, I have a customer down at the oceanfront in Virginia Beach, wants a window that's black on the inside. Wants it white on the outside, black on the inside. Anyone in my industry knows that's not an easy thing to find. We found it. So if there's something special out there you want or something that you're worried is going to be too big of a project, I would tell you, give us a try.
All right, so let's talk about giving you a try. All right, so what's the process?
Well, you got 2 simple options. You can send us an email, call us on the phone. Again, you can call us any time of day, 7 days a week. We're going to answer the phone and we can schedule that estimate. One of our technicians is going to come out, and that's one thing that's really, really important. We don't have commissioned salesmen. Anyone that's shopped for these home improvement projects probably has had some kind of experience with a commissioned salesman, different sales things. It can be fun, but you're going to get a technician. You are going to get a person that's going to come out to your house, be able to talk to you about your project, be able to consult with you on how the installation will be done, and they will understand the installation just as well as they know the product.
And they're not so concerned with the pushing a sale because they get the same. They get paid the same.
They get paid the same paycheck on Friday. So whether they sell that job or they don't sell that job, they're going to get the same paycheck. And what I've learned being a business owner over the years is that I'll tell you, I've been around a lot of salesmen in my life, and they will tell you what you want to hear to get that check on Friday. My guys aren't. My guys are flat out going to tell you the way it is. They're going to set reasonable expectations. My wife has spent 16 years teaching me reasonable expectations. You know, and that's an important thing to learn. It takes time. Communication is
better learn.
Communication is important, but you know, that's what I teach to my staff. You know, I want them to go out there and, you know, I want them to help the homeowners. I want them to do what's best for the homeowner. If buying a $400 what's best, great. If buying a $200 window is what's best, sell them what's going to be best for them. You know, there is no what's best for my salesman, because their job is to do what's best for the
problem
homeowner.
solving.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's fun.
So you're going to send a technician out to their home, and how much are you going to charge them to do that?
It's free.
It's free.
You should never pay for an estimate. Come on.
Hey, you didn't say free.
Well, that's true.
So-
I didn't say free,
so
but
I thought I'd give you the opportunity to say free.
I'll throw this disclaimer out there just since we're saying it. I do pretty much all of our estimates in Hampton Roads for free. The only time we charge anyone for an estimate is up on the Eastern Shore, because we think it's fair to charge them for the tolls. If they buy, we deduct it, you know, off the contract price. But when we go 2 or 3 hours away, because we go as far as the Outer Banks. But
That was my next question, was what area do you service?
I would say from the Outer Banks to Franklin to Williamsburg, and
big
up
area.
on the Eastern Shore too. We try, and don't get me wrong, we will go to places like Richmond for commercial jobs. We don't just do residential, we do a lot of apartment complexes, commercial buildings, things like that. So, you know, if we've got a project up in Richmond or down in the Outer Banks or somewhere where it's a significant size job, we'll go there.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you on the phone and beforehand. I learned a lot about your company, and you are certainly an honest person looking out for the customer, and I like your policies.
Well, thank you.
That you explain. So, if you have a need for some home improvement, whether it's windows, siding, roofing, whatever, you can give John a call, I'm sure, even at 2 in the morning. I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
We will appreciate that.
You will
Absolutely.
appreciate that. And his contact information is at the end of this video, and it's also at the bottom of this page. That is the name of the company is Better View Windows and More. And so check out their website and see some great pictures, and then call and set your appointment. It's free, doesn't hurt to ask, but you will probably see that there is a difference. I appreciate you coming in and doing an interview with us today, and I wish you a great deal of success.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Glad
thanks.
to. Appreciate it.
Bye.